Good day, folks. It's time to get ready for the dramatic season-long race for the FedEx Cup, brought to you by 2K Sports and the PGA Tour. Strap yourself in because we're about to get started for this wonderful tournament. Let's go. It's great to have your company. I'm Luke Elvey alongside 2002 PGA Championship winner Rich Beam, and out on the course bringing all the action is Henny Koyak and John McCarthy. There's great anticipation in the air, and we're delighted to have you with us as we begin this next event on 2K Sports. This is his second shot. Currently 4 shots off the pace. That was a bit of a miscue.
Well, definitely the wind had to have gotten a hold of that one.
And now over to Tony Finau.
He's feeling good, just birdied the last hole.
Let's catch up with the current proceedings. This would be a great up and down from this spot. And down it goes. And that'll be a big boost to his standings on the leaderboard. Trailing by a few shots after that hole. Rich, the 5th is a shortish par 4 by today's standards, but still enough there to mess with your ball.
Players want to move the tee shot from right to left on this hole because there's some trees on the tee box that'll kind of force you that direction, so driver may not be the play. The second shot, however, that's where it gets interesting. This green absolutely belongs in a skate park. This has more humps and bumps and wobbles in it. It is a very cool design.
There's a lot of players out on tour that it's impossible to cheer against, but Tony Finau has to stand at the highest, doesn't he? He's a family man, he's a fun guy, he loves to dance, he's got a groove, he's got a swagger about him, and here he is once again delighting the fans.
Who says nice guys don't finish first has never met Tony Finau. Probably the most well-liked man on the PGA Tour. If you don't like Tony Finau, then I don't like you. Right? I mean, he's just this great character. I mean, and you see the smiles, but you know underneath, ooh, he wants to rip your heart out. He's got more passion for the game, I think, than anybody out there. And you can see it. You can see the intensity when he's hitting the shot. But as soon as it's over with, it's just all smiles once again. I can't say enough great things about this man. I love him to tears. And I'm always rooting for him. He's a guy that I want to root for. I want to see him win more and more and more.
Well, there he is, Rich, the lovable Tony Finau. He really is a fan favourite, and once again, he shows us why.
You know, what you don't see sometimes about Tony Finau is how intense of a competitor he truly is. You know, he might be all smiles out there on the golf course, walking around, looks like he's enjoying himself, which he is, but deep down, he wants to bury you, and not just bury you a little bit. He wants to take out that shovel and just keep on digging, baby. He is really one of these competitors out there that you don't see it, but you know that, oh no, Tony Finau, I got to go up against that guy. Ooh, you know, and he smiles at you in ways, you know, but yeah, no, he's a heck of a competitor.
He's currently tied for 3rd. The 7th provides a great opportunity if you can get a good driveway. This par 5 is a lovely hole.
Pete Dye put a zit in the middle of this fairway, and it absolutely needs to be popped. You drive it in that fairway bunker, and you're absolutely beside yourself on how your golf ball could end up in something so small. It is a brilliant design, a brilliant bunker on a hole that should be birdieable by everybody in the field.
Let's take a look at what Tony Finau's up to.
Okay, he's behind in this rivalry. Let's see what he can produce.
Well, this is right down the pipe. Okay, let's get back to the action. Ooh, wouldn't that have been nice? Lining up the birdie putt here. Mark it down. That's 6 birdies today. Currently at -5 now for the day. The 8th is a short par 4, Rich, and modern players are starting to try to drive this green.
They are, although I don't quite see it that way. It's such an easy second shot. If you just lay it up short of those fairway bunkers down the left-hand side, you're not going to have much more than a flip sand wedge, gap wedge maybe, to a green that once again has a lot of movement to it.
Found the green side rough. Still, not a bad spot. Oh, that one almost went in the cup.
This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
Has he holed it? That'll work.
Chip in for birdie. That's always a nice feeling.
And after that hole, he's no longer sharing top spot. He's at the summit all alone. The front 9 finishes in a unique style, a par 3 of 210 yards length.
This is actually a par 3 on the card, but most players look at it as a par 4 because there is nothing simple about this hole. If you bail out to the right, you're going to fall off into a low area where it's nearly impossible to chip it up close without taking a risk. So most players are just resigned to making 4 and moving on.
Opting for the 6 iron. Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? This putt to get to 7 under the card. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
A tricky little slider here, downhill, moving to the left.
Ooh. An opportunity to make a par here. In she goes. Let's head to the next. As we make the turn, Rich, our featured player is out in front.
Always great to be in the lead, Luke. There's no doubt about it. But let's face it, lots of golf yet to be played. Let's see how this player handles it.
And that there is the completion of a very nice day's work. Has the lead, Rich.
It's been absolutely flawless so far. I cannot wait to see what this player produces tomorrow.
On behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, thanks for... Welcome everyone. It's time to get ready for the gripping season-long pursuit of the FedEx Cup, presented by 2K Sports and the PGA Tour. Our second round coverage is about to begin. Luke Elvey here, pleased to have you with us today. This player starts their round in the lead. How should they approach today?
Well, they've got the lead, and there is a significant chasing pack, so they can't get too wrapped up in what's going on behind them. They've got to kind of keep their nose out front. They got to keep pushing along and play the golf course. Don't think about who's chasing you down. Just think about playing the golf course. But if you do find themselves falling back a little bit, then they need to go ahead and start making a little bit different push, maybe come up with a different game plan. But right now, out in front, they just kind of have to play the golf course right now and keep that in their sights.
This putt is 16 feet to the hole.
This is for birdie.
And he's down there. You got a read?
This one is breaking left to right.
That will drop, and it will extend the lead.
And not giving the field a chance to breathe whatsoever.
Now on the tee after a birdie, fired up and ready for more. Lovely effort that. Playing from around 160 yards. We need this one to bounce right. That should set up another chance. Oh, a 9-foot chance here. Gee, that's good playing. 6 birdies in a round. And just checking back in with the standings, and he continues to lead this tournament. We've arrived at the par 5 7th.
Pete Dye put a zit in the middle of this fairway, and it absolutely needs to be popped.
It's almost like a magnet for your golf ball.
You drive it in that fairway bunker, and you're absolutely beside yourself on how your golf ball could end up in something so small. It is a brilliant design, a brilliant bunker on a hole that should be birdieable by everybody in the field.
Maybe going for the green, are we? And this player's really going after it here, Rich.
2 big hits there, knocking it on this par 5 and 2.
This is one of those lengthy putts. Good one just to get close. The start of this one out on a pretty good line. Always nice to have a birdie putt. And mark it down. That's birdie number 7 on the scorecard. Leading by a potentially insurmountable 11 strokes after that one. Not sure why I said potentially.
Yeah, that'll work. That's fine.
Second shot here on the 8th. This one's going right at the pin here.
Well, usually Tony Finau is the tall order, but after that shot, I think beating it and getting inside it is the new tall order. What an approach.
And another one goes. And with it, an increase of his lead. Always positive coming off a birdie. Let's see what happens here. Opting for the 5-wood. And he's safely on the green. 18 feet to the cup. And our man on the ground, John McCarthy, has been giving us some great reads all day. What's this one doing, mate?
It's looking like left to right putt on this one.
And that finishes up the efforts with a tiny little tap in. Here we are at the 10th, a par 4. Wow, he let the big dog eat there, didn't he? Oh, right by the hole. Looks like a pretty straightforward 5-footer to me. And he just keeps putting a gap on the rest of the field. What a putt to hole. He sits in first position. Well, that's some pretty tiny work through 2 rounds, Rich. Which has opened up a huge buffer over the field.
I don't think I've seen 2 rounds this complete in my life, Luke. Having such a massive lead, how can they handle it?
Well, that was a thrilling day, and on behalf of myself, Get set for the dramatic season-long race for the FedEx Cup, presented by 2K Sports and the PGA Tour. Let's head out of the course for the third round of this event. Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam as always, and delightful to have you with us. Rich, this player's been doing really nicely, building that solid advantage over the field. But today's just as important as the first few, isn't it?
Of course it is. And the way they're playing, however, though, I don't see them going anywhere but up. I just find what they're doing out there to be fairly flawless. Now, is it possible they stumble? Of course it is. But I'm having a hard time understanding how that could happen.
A good opportunity here, just 6 feet to the hole.
A really good look at birdie.
And maintaining top spot on the leaderboard after that hole. The 13th hole is a par 4.
Could not be more perfect.
His second shot here.
Has got this thing dialed in here, looking good.
A wonderful shot, and a chance for birdie here on the 13th.
Nearly doesn't get any better than that. Amazing shot.
Let's see what happens here at the 14th.
In good form, birdie at the last, looking to add on to that.
Going with the 5-wood. Okay, that'll work. 19 feet to the hole. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
I don't know that you can give this enough break off the left-hand side. Woo.
And that putt will drop. Well done. And there's no movement on the leaderboard after that hole. Here we have a long par 4. It's going to take 2 great shots to get on. And after a par at the last, chance to maybe take a step in the right direction here. Handy effort, that one. Henny, what's the player facing here?
Setting up here from about 170 yards.
That's a good-looking shot there. And this has been a hole he's unable to take advantage of so far for this event. This putt just 5 feet away from the hole. That's got to be frustrating. Hit such a great approach shot in, but wasn't able to convert. You've arrived at the 16th, a par 4.
This is full send.
That'll work there. A birdie putt awaits. The putt drops, and we're moving on. Okay, he's holding steady on the leaderboard after that hole. Well, this is lovely play, and it just confirms it after grabbing the 50-54 hole lead. Good playing, Rich.
It's been a work of art from my point of view, and I gotta say, I hope it continues for one more day.
I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam, and on behalf of all the hard... UK Sports and the PGA Tour are proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Well, it's time to find out who wins this event. Let's head out for the final round. I'm Luke Elvey, alongside my booth mate Rich Beam. It's always terrific to have you join us. Well, Rich, it's been a great tournament by our featured player. They find themselves in the lead heading to this final round, but when they've got someone of Brian Harmon's capabilities right behind them, they can't be completely comfortable with this position, surely.
Yes, got the lead, and things looking pretty steady for him. Should be a really good day of golf ahead of us.
Wonderfully played, fought against the wind.
What an opportunity to make a birdie. Well, what a performance. 8 birdies on the card.
And a nice feeling it must be to have that sizable of a lead coming down the stretch.
Nicely done. Time for the second shot at the 16th. Well, you can see why he's leading. That was a shot of high caliber. Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
He's looking at 20 foot. This will be a good putt to hole.
Looking good.
Oh, that's a great looking putt. Yeah, well holed. Let's move on to the next. And now that finds him in first place. And I don't give the rest of the field much hope today. Our leader is way out in front in this final round. Opting for the 5-wood. Standing over his second shot. And he needs this to save par. And he's holding steady in first place after that one. Well, this is when the adrenaline really starts to kick in. Leading the tournament with the final hole to play. Good luck. Not bad. Second shot here at the 18th. Oh, that's great. It just missed the hole. Oh, wouldn't it be nice to chip this in and win the tournament? How close was that to going down? And he can win the event here if he can hold this putt. That's a good looking putt. Rich, it's time you and I went down to Bourbon Street because we've just crowned our Zurich Classic in New Orleans champion.
This player taking a big bite out of the Big Easy with this win at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans.
That is a comprehensive performance, Rich.
Those are the wins you dream of, isn't it? Where it's just a walk in the park. You're just out there for an afternoon stroll. Oh, by the way, here's the trophy at the end of that walk. Great win.
Well, that's all we've got time for today. On behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, Rich Beam, Henny Koyak and John McCarthy, plus all the hard-working folks behind the action at 2K Sports, thanks for tuning in. Look forward to your company next time.